Hello and welcome to Dinar Shift. This is a moment of profound significance that reaches far beyond the borders of the Middle East, a financial development that is poised to reshape the economic trajectory of an entire nation. Today, we are not simply covering another financial news bulletin, we are documenting a historic pivot in global monetary affairs, one that has been anticipated and debated for decades across international trading floors and investment forums. The spotlight is firmly fixed on Iraq, which has officially executed the monumental task of introducing a completely redesigned national currency. The launch of this new series of banknotes is not just a domestic affair, its ripple effects are already being closely monitored by central banks, energy traders, and global financial institutions across every major market, from the sophisticated platforms of Wall Street to the burgeoning hubs of finance in Dubai. This strategic move signals Iraq's commitment to fundamental economic restructuring and a deep integration into the modern global financial system. The conversation around the potential revaluation, or the long-speculated RV of the Iraqi dinar, is now shifting decisively from the realm of pure conjecture to a tangible, unfolding reality driven by concrete action from Baghdad. The anticipation that has long surrounded the Iraqi dinar, particularly the enduring speculation of a significant currency revaluation, is now transitioning into a phase of active observation. For years, the global financial community and individual investors have tracked every economic indicator, every political utterance, and every structural reform in Iraq, searching for the definitive sign that a major monetary shift was imminent. This new currency launch provides that clear signal, moving the discussion away from hypothetical scenarios and towards the concrete steps being taken by the nation's financial authorities. This overhaul is being viewed by leading economic analysts not as a simple administrative change, but as a deliberate and foundational act of monetary policy. It is an unmistakable declaration of intent. Iraq is aligning its financial framework with the most rigorous international standards, thereby building the critical platform required for a currency with a potentially elevated international status. We will meticulously unpack the implications of this monumental step, examining what this overhaul truly signifies for the dinar's future, and how this could ultimately alter its position in the intricate dynamics of global finance. The formal confirmation came from the Central Bank of Iraq earlier this week, announcing the immediate launch of the new currency notes. This announcement did not pertain to a mere reprint of old designs, rather it involved a fundamental re-engineering of the national tender. The new series incorporates a suite of advanced anti-counterfeiting technologies, features modern updated denominations, and crucially adheres to the latest global banking protocols and standards. This is the bedrock of what financial commentators are describing as a comprehensive systemic overhaul. Unlike previous, more routine reissues that were largely cosmetic, this launch represents the initial, decisive phase of a much broader and more ambitious financial transition for the country. The act itself is a powerful testament to Iraq's enhanced capacity and profound willingness to stabilize its monetary base and pursue a deeper, more robust integration into the infrastructure of global trade and commerce. By upgrading its physical currency, the central bank transmits a clear, unequivocal message to the world: monetary reform is a central, non-negotiable priority for Iraq's economic future. The sophisticated design and inherent structure of these newly introduced banknotes are particularly noteworthy and carry immense strategic significance. Each note has been meticulously engineered with a dual purpose: to completely nullify the threat of counterfeiting and to provide seamless support for modern, evolving digital payment ecosystems. This commitment to cutting-edge design is not just about physical security, it is a foundational effort to construct a monetary framework that is capable of supporting higher future exchange rates. The security features embedded in the notes are world-class, including advanced holographic security elements, exceptionally fine micro-printing techniques, and a substantially upgraded quality of the base paper material. Beyond their protective features, these new notes are an intrinsic component of Iraq's overarching financial modernization blueprint, designed to guarantee absolute compatibility with contemporary digital payment modalities, including international banking networks, regional peer-to-peer platforms, and the potential for future blockchain integration. This strategic rollout extends far beyond the introduction of new physical paper money. It represents a powerful leap toward establishing Iraq as a fully modernized economy. This is an economy now equipped and ready to engage with the global digital and trade markets on an equal footing with established international players. The implications for the investment community are clear and profound. The consistent introduction of these fundamental structures serves as a critical marker, signaling that the essential groundwork is actively being laid for the next and potentially most significant phase of currency valuation. The move to incorporate advanced digital compatibility right into the core of the physical currency design is a forward-thinking strategy that dramatically enhances the dinar's utility and paves a clear path for eventual global financial recognition. This deliberate preparatory action demonstrates a calculated move by the central bank to ensure that the currency is future-proofed against evolving technological standards, a vital consideration for any nation seeking prominence in the 21st century economy. The timing of this currency launch is not arbitrary, but deeply strategic and crucially aligned with favorable macroeconomic factors. Iraq has refrained from introducing an entirely new series of currency for many decades, making this present moment especially impactful. It coincides with a period characterized by soaring oil exports, a substantial accumulation and stabilization of foreign reserves, and a determined, consistent push for greater global trade integration. Economic analysts stress that such significant currency launches are invariably the result of painstaking, deliberate planning, carefully coordinated to maximize the benefits derived from concurrent positive macroeconomic conditions and to meet evolving international financial expectations. By modernizing the dinar, Iraq is proactively enhancing its capability to control internal inflation, effectively safeguard its economy against the destabilizing influence of counterfeit currency, and systematically cultivate heightened financial confidence among both its populace and the international investment community. Beyond the purely functional and technical aspects, the symbolism inherent in a new national currency sends a clear and compelling message to the world stage. It emphatically communicates that Iraq is no longer defined by the economic instability that may have characterized its past. Instead, the nation is actively projecting a powerful image of readiness for accelerated financial growth, readiness for thorough modernization, and readiness for full and complete international acceptance as a responsible and engaged member of the global economic order. This change in monetary representation is a visual and tangible affirmation of the country's economic trajectory. It reflects a nation investing its resources and political capital into building a durable, stable financial future. For investors worldwide, this bold signaling act is a fundamental assurance that the country's economic leadership is committed to structural reform and long-term financial health, a necessary precondition for attracting sustained foreign direct investment and securing favorable trade partnerships. The most immediate and pressing question on the minds of investors and currency observers worldwide naturally revolves around the ultimate impact of this development on the dinar's intrinsic value. Historical precedent and monetary theory suggest that when a nation embarks on the comprehensive launch of a new, modernized currency, it is often establishing the critical structural groundwork for a potential revaluation event. The calculated replacement of older, potentially less secure notes with an advanced, modern series, coupled with the simultaneous introduction of digital integration capabilities and a formalized, structured exchange system, affords the central bank a degree of control over the currency's internal stability and its external valuation that was previously unattainable. While the precise details of any future exchange rate adjustments are understandably maintained with strict confidentiality, the combination of the new, sophisticated design and the established digital infrastructure creates an enduring framework highly conducive to supporting a significantly higher valuation over time. This is especially pertinent as the Iraqi banking sector actively prepares to establish and manage seamless interfaces with extensive global financial networks. This systemic upgrade is essential for enabling the smooth flow of international trade settlements and modern digital payment processing, functionalities that were severely constrained or outright impossible under the limitations of the antiquated legacy systems. Consequently, this currency launch must be understood not as a superficial physical currency update, but rather as a profound and strategic financial reset for the entire nation. It represents an intricate maneuver designed to establish the core technological and structural prerequisites for a higher level of global financial engagement. The introduction of modern banking standards and digital compatibility is the essential key that unlocks the door to a higher degree of trust and usability for the dinar on the world stage, a critical factor in any potential revaluation scenario. The reaction from global markets has been swift and telling since the initial announcement. Major trading platforms specializing in emerging markets and global currencies have reported noticeable and substantial spikes in trading activity involving the Iraqi dinar. In some cases, the surge in demand and subsequent volatility were so pronounced that temporary suspensions of transactions were implemented to ensure orderly market management. This level of immediate and concentrated market attention is highly unusual and deeply significant, far exceeding the typical response to a routine or minor financial announcement. Expert analysts based in key global financial centers, including Dubai, London, and the major institutions on Wall Street, have concurrently initiated detailed reviews of their existing financial exposure to the dinar. Furthermore, regional banks are actively exploring the practical options for conducting cross-border settlement transactions utilizing Iraq's newly updated and modernized currency framework. These far-reaching ripple effects convincingly demonstrate that the financial impact of this launch extends substantially beyond the domestic confines of Iraq. A currency that is perceived as both stable and modernized possesses the inherent capacity to profoundly influence international trade balances, global investment capital flows, and even the fundamental structure of energy contracts. As prominent international corporations begin the serious process of considering the possibility of pricing significant deals directly in dinar, rather than adhering to traditional reliance on major foreign currencies, the world watches with escalating interest. The early signs gathered from this global scrutiny strongly suggest a significant and sustained increase in international financial engagement with Iraq's monetary landscape, transforming the dinar into a currency of genuine global interest for the first time in many years. The successful integration of digital payment readiness into the core of Iraq's financial strategy is a certified game changer. Concurrently with the physical release of the new banknotes, reports indicate that Iraq is launching a massive, coordinated program to electronically connect the dinar with all major global payment systems. This encompasses the full spectrum of modern financial tools, including sophisticated digital wallets, expansive international peer-to-peer transaction networks, and robust, modernized banking platforms. This profound shift signifies that the Iraqi dinar could soon achieve the ability to be seamlessly transferred, received, or actively traded across digital platforms worldwide, a development that dramatically elevates its fundamental utility and its overall global accessibility. The potent combination of a modernized physical currency and a robust digital infrastructure fundamentally positions Iraq as a definitively forward-thinking economy, one that is fully prepared and technologically capable of operating effectively on the grand scale of the global financial stage. For the sophisticated investment community, this dual focus on both the physical and digital represents a foundational and powerful signal. It suggests that a full-scale currency revaluation is not merely a theoretical possibility, but a distinct horizon event, given that extensive digital integration is a consistently observed and necessary precursor to achieving comprehensive international financial recognition and acceptance. This strategic move ensures that the dinar is ready not just for today's market, but for the financial landscape of tomorrow, marking an irreversible commitment to global interoperability. The recent statements emanating from the central bank are particularly revealing and warrant meticulous attention. The governor has repeatedly underscored that the launch of the new currency series is a clear-cut manifestation of Iraq's complete readiness for long-term monetary stability and for securing broad international recognition. The carefully chosen diplomatic language, featuring phrases such as preparing for international integration and modernizing currency frameworks, strongly suggests that Iraq is proactively and methodically aligning its financial mechanisms with the rigorous standards and expectations of the world's leading global financial institutions. Market insiders and experienced financial observers interpret these statements, despite their measured tone, as a powerful, deliberate signaling that the long-anticipated revaluation process is nearing a critical inflection point, transitioning from abstract financial theory into tangible, operational reality. This consistent high-level strategic communication, coupled precisely with the carefully controlled rollout schedule of the new currency, strongly suggests that the central bank is systematically and intentionally laying all the essential groundwork. This comprehensive preparatory phase is designed to be completed prior to any formal, official announcement regarding a definitive adjustment to the dinar's exchange rate. For any individual or institution holding the dinar, this coordinated sequence of events represents a critical phase of development that demands close, continuous monitoring and analysis. The meticulous nature of the preparation underscores the seriousness of the central bank's intentions and elevates the probability that a major monetary shift is being positioned for maximum positive impact and stability. A further, highly significant key indicator is the reported phased withdrawal process of older banknotes from active circulation. Authoritative reports suggest a deliberate, gradual removal of the largest denominations, specifically the 25,000 and 50,000 dinar notes. Within the context of central banking operations, the strategic removal of old, high-denomination currency series is a historically common and significant maneuver that frequently precedes a major currency adjustment or a full revaluation event. This measured and controlled approach serves multiple critical purposes. It allows the government to exert effective control over the total currency supply and circulation, and it provides the necessary mechanism to efficiently manage and direct currency flows throughout the entire economy. For investors intently watching the unfolding situation, this particular action is a concrete, unambiguous signal that the fundamental infrastructure necessary to support a potentially higher exchange rate is actively being constructed. Furthermore, this systemic restructuring is simultaneously preparing the financial system for the substantial and increased trading activity that would inevitably follow on international financial platforms. During this specific phase of transition and preparation, the virtues of patience and relentless vigilance become paramount. History repeatedly demonstrates that shifts of this magnitude in the underlying currency framework often act as a direct and immediate precursor to significantly larger, more impactful market movements, making informed waiting a strategic imperative. Leading economic experts universally point out that the broader, overwhelmingly positive financial context in Iraq renders this specific currency launch exquisitely timely and strategically sound. Current oil revenues have reached unprecedented levels compared to previous decades. The country's foreign reserves are demonstrating consistent stability, and regional trade networks have achieved a new and impressive level of deep, functional integration. This confluence of exceptionally favorable macroeconomic conditions provides a robust and powerful foundation that can fully support the weight of a modernized currency and, subsequently, a potential revaluation. The calculated introduction of these new banknotes and the concurrent digital infrastructure ensures that Iraq possesses the technical and structural capability to efficiently manage both its domestic financial demands and the increasingly complex needs of its international transactions. The clear takeaway for the entire global investment community is undeniable: a nation does not make this scale of profound, long-term investment in the wholesale modernization of its currency unless its financial authorities are supremely confident in the durability and upward trajectory of its economic path. Therefore, this meticulously planned launch represents far more than mere symbolism. It is a carefully calculated, high-stakes step toward achieving long-term sustainable financial stability and exponential growth. The action reflects an institutional belief that the country's economic fortunes have fundamentally and permanently shifted toward positive outcomes, providing a compelling basis for future currency appreciation. The market volatility immediately following the official announcement merits detailed scrutiny. The instances where trading platforms temporarily paused dinar transactions due to sudden, intense surges in demand are highly revealing. These precautionary measures were not triggered by mere speculative chatter, they were a direct response to tangible, genuine interest from significant market players. When established financial institutions implement such measures, it serves as powerful evidence that key market participants fully recognize the profound potential significance of this currency launch. Regional banks, sophisticated energy traders, and large-scale global investors are all actively recalibrating their financial and operational strategies in response to the new currency rollout. This level of broad-based, immediate, and concentrated attention is exceptionally rare for a singular financial announcement, strongly suggesting that Iraq's modernized currency is poised to exert a long-lasting and transformative impact on financial capital flows both within and far beyond the Middle East region. The unwavering commitment to digital payment readiness lies at the absolute core of Iraq's overarching economic strategy. By ensuring that the dinar is fully and seamlessly compatible with modern financial technologies, the central bank is effectively positioning the currency for unrestricted global compatibility and interoperability. This foundational capability means that all future major trade deals, all digital transfers, and all investment flows can be transacted efficiently and directly in dinar, thereby significantly reducing the nation's historical dependency on traditional foreign currencies. For investors focused on the long-term horizon, this proven digital readiness is a fundamentally crucial factor, as it directly influences a currency's liquidity, its inherent ease of exchange, and its overall global utility. A digitally compatible currency simultaneously transmits a powerful, unmistakable message to the entirety of the international financial community. Iraq is no longer a financially isolated entity, but is now integrated, prepared, and fully equipped to participate dynamically in all aspects of the modern global economic system. The international perspective on this development is equally vital to understand. Experienced financial analysts situated in major financial hubs, including Dubai, London, and Frankfurt, are now officially beginning to acknowledge and incorporate Iraq's new, modernized currency framework into their models and outlooks. This heightened interest is far from casual, it represents the rigorous level of professional scrutiny that is universally observed preceding fundamental, structural shifts in foreign direct investment patterns. When global banking giants undertake the serious work of updating their internal currency databases or systematically review new payment and settlement systems for a currency, it signifies a genuine high-level consideration for future trade and investment. For existing holders of the dinar, this growing global attention is a powerful indicator that Iraq is strategically and methodically laying all the essential groundwork necessary for achieving comprehensive currency recognition on a dramatically broader international scale. An essential and non-negotiable precursor to any official, potential revaluation event, inflation control is simultaneously another critical, strategic driver underpinning the new currency launch. By systematically introducing an entirely new currency series, the Iraqi financial authorities gain enhanced and significantly tighter control over the national money supply. Furthermore, this comprehensive update fundamentally eliminates the threat and impact of older, potentially easier to counterfeit notes, which have historically served to undermine public and investor confidence in the dinar. The presence of a stable, technologically modern currency is absolutely essential for effectively curbing perennial inflationary pressures and for systematically building enduring financial trust among both the domestic citizenry and international investors. This is a vital prerequisite for achieving long-term, sustained economic stability, and it successfully sets the critical stage for potential future currency appreciation. Fundamentally, this launch is not driven by considerations of mere aesthetics or design. It is a highly strategic, calculated move to actively safeguard the nation's economy and ensure its robust preparation for increasingly complex global interactions. The potential global implications for energy markets resulting from this currency modernization are truly profound and warrant deep consideration. Equipped with a modernized currency, Iraq gains the confidence and capability to begin pricing its massive output of oil and other critical exports more directly and more frequently in the dinar, significantly reducing its economic reliance on traditional foreign currencies, most notably the US dollar. This strategic shift has the potential to fundamentally alter regional energy trade dynamics, simultaneously creating substantial new opportunities for innovative partnerships and the restructuring of international contracts. Experienced energy traders worldwide are now closely monitoring the entire rollout process because any observable movement toward greater currency stability in Iraq can directly and immediately affect global oil pricing benchmarks, corporate profit margins, and long-term investment strategies. A successfully strengthened and stabilized dinar has the inherent power to redefine established trade relationships throughout the Middle East and globally, signaling unequivocally that Iraq is prepared for a new era of serious, high-level economic engagement. The question of investor strategy becomes absolutely crucial within this rapidly evolving financial environment. While the tangible evidence of this strategic launch makes it tempting to act immediately, the virtue of patience remains utterly essential. The introduction of the new currency successfully lays the foundational structure for a potential future revaluation. But the precise timing of any such event remains intentionally non-public and inherently uncertain. Investors are strongly advised to concentrate their efforts on remaining continuously informed through only official, verified channels, to meticulously organize and account for their current dinar holdings, and to rigorously filter out and avoid all unverified claims or rampant speculation. Periods of major financial change such as this are unfortunately often correlated with a significant spike in scams and the circulation of dangerous misinformation, making extreme caution and due diligence absolutely paramount. By executing careful, measured preparation, investors can position themselves optimally to respond effectively and decisively when official, verifiable rate adjustments or actionable trading opportunities eventually materialize. The strategic communication emanating from the central bank continues to be exceptionally revealing. The repeated official statements regarding the nation's commitment to aligning with international partners and the clear intention to modernize currency frameworks are not merely diplomatic pleasantries. They function as deliberate, high-value signals to the global community of investors, foreign governments, and major financial institutions, emphatically communicating that Iraq is prepared and fully ready to engage with the global economy on a new, higher plane. These consistent signals, when logically combined with the tangible rollout of the new modernized currency, are universally interpreted by experienced market insiders as the final necessary preparatory steps preceding a major systemic currency revaluation. Therefore, continuous, close monitoring of these official communications is a fundamental requirement for anyone with a vested interest in the future of the Iraqi dinar. The increased focus on digital currency adoption is progressively becoming a critical factor in this entire narrative. Iraq's concentrated investment in comprehensive digital systems is designed to ensure that the dinar can function seamlessly and efficiently within the most sophisticated global financial ecosystems. This includes full compatibility with contemporary payment applications, major international bank networks, and online trading platforms. This widespread adoption strategy ensures that the currency is not only modern in its design but also highly liquid, immediately usable, and internationally recognizable across geopolitical borders. For active investors and currency traders, this represents a major, undeniable upgrade over all previous, older iterations of the dinar, and it strategically positions Iraq for a trajectory of robust, long-term financial expansion and influence on the world stage. The parallel effort to achieve regulatory alignment with global institutions significantly amplifies the credibility of this entire financial initiative. By deliberately meeting and adhering to rigorous international banking and financial standards, Iraq is signaling to the world that it is fully capable of participating in complex international trade, investment activities, and cross-border digital transactions without encountering major structural friction or regulatory barriers. This meticulous alignment is a well-established and necessary precursor to achieving full global recognition for a currency and can profoundly influence how major financial institutions assess the inherent risk associated with holding, trading, or settling transactions in the dinar. The sophisticated combination of physical currency updates, comprehensive digital integration, and strict regulatory compliance constitutes a powerful, multi-layered strategy for achieving comprehensive national economic modernization. Looking forward, there are 5 pivotal key indicators that will definitively confirm whether the next and potentially most significant phase of the monetary transition is actively in motion. These critical milestones are any official public announcements of exchange rate adjustments, any notable, formal mentions of the dinar by major international financial institutions, visible updates on major bank trading screens indicating live, international trading of the currency, the continuous and documented withdrawal of older series banknotes from circulation, and finally, the observable trend of international trade settlements being conducted directly in dinar. Each of these distinct milestones represents a concrete, measurable step toward the ultimate goal of full global currency recognition. The close and disciplined monitoring of these developments will empower both investors and the general public to definitively separate genuine, measurable progress from pure, unsubstantiated speculation. For years, the global community has engaged in continuous speculation, hope, and analysis regarding the financial future of Iraq. Today, however, that speculative period is decisively ending, replaced by the clear, undeniable reality of action. The historic launch of a completely new currency, meticulously combined with sophisticated digital integration and carefully calibrated international measures, marks an irreversible turning point. This is far more than a simple financial news update. It is a compelling, unfolding story of national resurgence, determined modernization, and a powerful restoration of international confidence in the country's economic future. As in all such major financial transformations, patience remains the definitive virtue. The truly significant opportunities that arise from such events invariably favor those who remain thoroughly prepared, maintain a calm and rational perspective, and stay relentlessly informed through official, credible sources. Rushing into decisions without a clear and comprehensive understanding of the structural changes can prove financially costly. Instead, the focus must remain squarely on grasping the full scope of these complex changes, diligently monitoring all official updates, and preparing for the subsequent phases in a measured, strategic, and disciplined way. In definitive conclusion, Iraq's fresh, modernized currency launch is a monumental, strategic, and globally significant event. From the introduction of advanced security features and a comprehensive embrace of digital readiness, to the escalating international financial attention and the underlying structural groundwork for potential revaluation, every single aspect of this initiative signals a massive systemic transformation. This is fundamentally not an era of business as usual. This is a defining moment where a country is actively and publicly rewriting its financial narrative. For all global investors, dedicated observers, and the citizens of Iraq, the overarching message is clear and compelling. Watch this closely, remain thoroughly informed, and be fully prepared. Iraq is now on a calculated, determined path not only to redefine its entire domestic economy but also to fundamentally reposition its standing and influence within the intricate and ever-evolving global financial system.